Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Harvest. Today we are talking about smoked peppers. This is truly a labor of love that brings so much joy to my soul. Putting the peppers on the grill, keeping it nice and low for about 2 hours, and then taking them off and just dehydrating them the rest of the way. Right now we've got in front of me all the peppers that I just smoked and dried out. Thank you to my brother Nate for helping me smoke them this year. I've had other people help me in the past, my friend Brigham, my buddy Dylan, and a few other people who have helped me do this in the past. What I'm thinking is I just need to get a smoker. So today we are going to be doing some stuff with these. I've got 3 plates or bowls full of stuff. The first are just my smoked ones that are going to be just used for sauces, used for flavoring of other things, mostly keeping it whole. I'm going to store these and they last for a pretty good amount of time. Then I've also got my hotter ones. So these are all my jalapeños that I've smoked. And we're going to also use those for the same purpose. But this lovely plate right here, this is going to become a powder for us. And it's going to be awesome. I love smoking a pepper and then using that seasoning all year round. Also, just a quick shout out, we're going to be making this into a powder. Also made some of that habanero peach salt, hot sauce I made last time. Going to be turning that turned it already into a powder. It's great. I had it with my breakfast this morning. It was delightful scrambled eggs. And let's do this. I'm super excited. And the last thing you got to remember to have is you can do this by hand if you'd like. If you want to grind it up in your blender or some other way, great, do it. I've got my spice blender here. I'm using a coffee blender if that's your thing. But we're going to be using this. Just keep it in small batches. That way we get to make sure it's granular as possible for this so that we can mix it in and have it be awesome. All right, so we got our hots and our not hots. We're going to be taking off the tops of these and let's start grinding these up. And here we go. Now, if I was smarter and remembered things from year to year, I would just separate the tops before smoking them. That's what I normally do, but you know, I was in a rush to do stuff, forgot. It's okay. It's important while doing this to remember to not over stuff your grinder, whatever you're using, because we want to make sure we get it as fine as we can. Just see how about this thing. We get to the hotter stuff, we're going to want to make sure that we've got let it ventilate a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to be for a treat of heat. And that's fun, except when it comes to breathing it in unexpectedly. All right, guys, that's our peppers. We've got these ones that have been ground up, and we got these ones that are still whole. I love the color of these red ones, by the way. They just look so good. One of the next things that I'm going to do is mix these a little bit. I want to keep some that are hot and some that are not. I also want somewhere in the middle. My daughter actually likes a little bit of spice with her food at 2 years old. It's pretty awesome. I love it because that means I can make the food I want to taste good. One of the things to keep in mind when drying these out is the color that you're going to get. That all depends on the type of peppers that you're putting into the mix. You can tell on this not hot one, it's a little bit more brownish, a little bit more reddish. It's got a little more red hue than we got with our hot one. I had a lot more green jalapenos than I did the red ones, so that's what you get. Now, you don't even have to smoke these if you don't have one. If you want to just dry them out, great, do it. You can do it with a dehydrator like I did, or in your air fryer if you got one, because apparently that's a thing. You can also just hang these peppers up on a string in your garage where it's hopefully warm enough, or somewhere in your house. They look great when you do that. But if you don't want to do that, you could just let them hang out and dry in a different way. Go find a way that will let them dry. It could be that you just find a way that works for you. And remember, in the kitchen, sometimes you make do with what you have, and that also includes when you're doing your food preparation. For me, smoking it adds so much more flavor. I've got some other peppers I'm going to be drying in a little bit, just for a different profile. These are smoked and they're going to be delicious, but the dried ones are going to be also delicious. Now you may be asking, why did I pick these peppers to not crush and to grind into a powder versus these ones that I did? And the reason, honestly, is these have just enough ply to them that they're going to be great for rehydrating. And these ones are bone dry when I was done drying them out. And I wanted to have some of both. These jalapenos actually took a lot longer than I was planning. But that's the way of things. When you forget to do certain things, it happens. So remember, it's okay to do a variety of things. It's that time of year, or was at least a couple weeks ago, that you're gonna have a huge harvest of peppers. Whether that's the one plant of habaneros that's just flourishing, or you've got 20 different varieties out there. Go ahead and do something with them. Eating them fresh is great. Eating them on a salad, awesome. Putting them in as poppers, great. But something to do is just something. I used to teach music, and one of the things that we always talked about was in the music, you just have to do something. And the same applies here. We have to do something. Otherwise, we're going to lose our harvest. We're going to lose all that potential flavor, all the potential goodness from the earth to be able to bring into our bodies to make it taste amazing. Because let's be honest, who doesn't like a little extra kick, especially when it's got good flavor back behind it? So go out and do something with your produce that you're getting, whether from the garden or from the grocery store. If you have an excess of stuff, do something with it so that you can enjoy it for as long as possible. These seasonings right here are probably going to last me about 6 months between the two of them, and I'm excited to have them. Smoked paprika is usually my go-to seasoning when I am in the kitchen. I just really enjoy the flavor, that smokiness, as well as of the peppers. And I'm excited to have my own again. I go through it way too fast, but that's life. This is a great way to use your produce with any type of pepper that you have. I've used it with habaneros. I've used it with, I think they're called ditalini. I've done some bell peppers. Obviously got a few here, small ones, as well as whatever peppers you got on hand, and they're great. It's important to remember that when you're done grinding them, to make sure you give it a time to rest. I forgot to do that because I'm supposed to go pick up my daughter in a little bit. And my nose is burning right now. You probably can't tell it, but it kind of hurts because the dust came up and I breathed it in, which smells great, but it doesn't feel so great. And that, my friends, is what we're doing in the kitchen today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're finding a way to use all your peppers. Hoping you can use all your tomatoes, all your zucchinis, whatever you've got, do something with them. Make something delicious and go have some fun in the kitchen. Until next time.